as the Bible says, we walk by faith, not by sight. We think we are walking by sight, but in the trajectory of our life is determined by our faith. Somebody is just running money. Why are you doing all this? My faith tells me that money is the basis of happiness. Somebody else is running power. Why do you want power? You want to go and stand for elections. You want to stand for that elections. So again, his faith, that power will fulfill my self-interests. So this faith is such an important thing. Sri Krishna says that those people who develop faith in the divine. Now this faith comes by purifying the heart. How does it come? As you start purifying the heart, it naturally starts developing. I have heard of this story of an army platoon that was going in Kashmir in the higher regions. It's very cold, that's why it's called Tapobhumi. And the mountains are like semi-covered with snow and a few grassy patches or sometimes fully snow-covered. And this platoon was going in the month of October when the cold had started increasing. And they were relieving another platoon that was coming down. Now just walking on that hill, they were extremely frozen. And they were just hoping. They asked the captain in charge, if only we could get a steaming hot cup of coffee. Captain was wondering where it could be, and they found a little shanty out there, a tea shop. When they climbed up to the tea shop, they found it was all closed. So one of the soldiers said, let's break it open and make it ourselves. The captain said, we've come here to protect people and not to steal. But the temptation of that hot cup of tea was such that they decided to break it. The kettle was there, the stove was there, they prepared the hot tea, and the 20-25 soldiers, they had the tea. Now the captain thought that we are not thieves. They had snacks also. So let me compensate. And he left a few $1,000s there on the counter for the owner. And they went off. They spent the winter up in the mountains. And then, after 6 months, they were coming down because the next platoon was now coming to replace them. And while returning, they reached that tea shop, and this time the owner was sitting inside. They all reached and they placed orders for tea. He was giving them tea and also chit-chatting. He was a very gregarious person. And he said that I have firm faith in the Supreme. One of the soldiers said, you have firm faith in the Supreme, but you are so poor. What has God done for you? He said, Sahab ji, should I tell you what he has done? In the month of October, I was in deep trouble because the terrorists had come and they had badly injured my son, thinking that he had sided with the army. For no reason, they had come and beaten him up. And I had to get him treated medically, but I had no money at all. I was in such a fix. And then I came to my shop to see how much do I have in my safe. And there were $3,000 lying. Sahab ji, this was Bhagavan's grace. If God did not do it, who else did it? So the captain looked at the soldiers and indicated with his eyes, quiet. Don't let him know what happened. So he said, Sahab ji, should I not believe in God? The captain said, absolutely, there is one God and He is the one who took care of you. Now the point is that God took care of the person or the captain took care of the person. How do we know? How can we say that it was not God? Do we have any proof that it was not God? It's only a leap of faith. Now one person says it was not God. I refuse to believe. You're having a leap of faith. It's possible God was inspiring the captain to do that. So either way, we are taking leaps of faith. Now, if those some people are fortunate, they develop faith towards the Supreme. And that faith becomes a huge asset. But there's a process out there. And it also comes by associating with people who have faith. Of course, just like the coronavirus spreads from one person to the next, that spreads slowly. And faith is more of a pandemic that spreads far more rapidly. So you associate with the person with faith and it will infect you as well. That is why the saying, Ek ghadi me puniyad, tulsi sangat sadhu ki koti kate aparad. All the scriptures say the power of satsang. A moment satsang will ignite that faith in you. And once the faith comes, the journey has begun. Then the second part is, Shri Krishna has said here, tad buddhaya tad atmanah. Those who align their intellect with God and who absorb their minds in God. Mai eva mana dhatsva mai buddhim naveshaya. They are the blessed ones who make their lives auspicious. And if they do it sufficiently enough, they go to the point of no return.